Warm greetings to all the viewers of Gyan Mitra channel. And dear friends, it's really a wonderful opportunity for me to come on this amazing divine platform where every day we are sharing our experiences to transform our life with all the people. And on the very onset, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude, reverence to Mahavatar Babaji, with whose inspiration this such beautiful divine program is going on. I would definitely thank to Vani ma'am and Asha ma'am also because they have taken great initiative to start a program where words of wisdom are reaching every home, every heart, and people definitely, when they listen to it, they get some motivation, they get some change in their life. So once again, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to all who are related to this channel and who are doing such great enterprises. So, dear friends, today I'm going to share my first, before I begin with today's topic, that is dancing in the divine romance. First, I would like to share my journey. My name is Chaya Sharma, and I am from Swami Vivekanand Meditation Pyramid, Ludhiana. So today I would share my journey from known to unknown, from abstract to concrete, and from physical to spiritual, and from individual being to the universal consciousness. So, how my change took place, how I just moved from unknown to the known to the unknown. First of all, I would like to share my journey in nutshell with all of you. Dear friends, though since childhood I have been a very, very active, very enthusiastic, and very lively person. Every time busy in one or the enterprise as a child, as an adult, as a teacher. So, though my life was filled with all the happiness and whatever I had, I was perfectly happy with that, but still there was some vacuum in my life. I felt that what is the meaning of my life? Only my life is just made for all these materialistic enterprises, that every day I get up and I go to school, I nurture my family, and I just do all other certain society work. So I was always asking, one question was always hitting my heart, that was, are my days and nights meant to be swallowed by the consecutive movement of the days and nights? So I was searching for the meaning of life, something that was beyond physical, that was something beyond myself. So, dear friends, well said, that where there is a will, there is a way. So, when my intention for search of meaning, for search of something spiritual was at its peak, then definitely it was the time when I could not bear any more that burden of materialism, and my soul was really, really yearning. So then definitely destiny brought me to Kanyakumari, to Swami Vivekanand Rock. So over there, I just prayed very sincerely. I remember that day right now, that I was standing over there and I just prayed sincerely that, oh Vivekananda, if this place has some divine powers, then definitely I pray that the flower of my divinity should also blossom. So the withered petals should also blossom. So definitely it's said that if your intentions are pure, if you just pray from the core of your heart, divine definitely attends to your call and open the great portals for you. And then definitely due to certain circumstances, I just got some admission at Chandigarh Swami Vivekanand course. And when I attended PCP over there for my divine studies, and those were 6 beautiful days that completely transformed my life, because every day when we had class, we had discussion about all these things, about the divine power, divine love, and what are the things that are blocking our path to move towards our divine. So all these things were discussed, and teachings of Swami Vivekananda, and how can we realize the purpose of our life. So all those things, were discussed over there, and really it cleared the clutter of my life, and definitely it provided me that insight which blessed me with the new perspective of life. Now, when I came back, I was completely filled with peace. Uh, from head to foot, each cell of my body was vibrating in peace, and I was, wondering that what happened to me. When I came, people, they were amazed with the peace that I experienced with meditation and everything. So they just mocked at me that this is just transitory and it won't sustain for a long time. So I was, amazed that how could it be. They say it is the, same impact as we go to a temple, we go to a satsang, and over there we get great relief, great peace, comfort. But when we are into contact with the spiritual world, sorry, real world, then definitely all that peace that just gets disappeared. So I was really, I was in a fixed what to do. So because I didn't want to lose that peace, because that bliss was so promising, that bliss was something which I was searching for years. So that was the bliss which was beyond all the materialistic possessions. So, dear friends, I didn't want to lose this bliss at any cost. So all of a sudden, it clicked to my mind that there is a Swami Vivekanand pyramid near my house. So quickly at 8:30 p.m. So I just went there. Then I inquired about. They said, okay, tomorrow is Wednesday class, and you can come for the newcomers class, because at our pyramid we have a newcomers class every Wednesday. And I started that class, which our respected Anil Bharti ji and Leena Bharti ji took. And since I attended that class of meditation, I didn't look back in my life. My life has been so beautiful, so blissful, that I can't imagine, I can't explain it in words. So after that, I started doing meditation over there. Though it was by fits and starts, my journey of initial first 2 years was, filled with certain ups and downs, certain regularities and irregularities due to certain situations of life. So though, but change was coming. But when I started change, I started meditation. The first thing that I experienced was that my thyroid, it went off automatically. I was really amazed that how did it happen, because for 3 years I was taking medicine of thyroid, and when I did meditation, and gradually it just withered away. So that was the change. If I talk about on the physical plane, and even my diabetics also later on, which was found, and then I, with the meditation only, with the positive affirmations, so I could get rid of diabetics also. So talking about my mental changes, so the miraculous change with the meditation was that level of acceptance raised a lot. Now I started looking all the things with a different perspective of life, where that earlier we have always, some find fault, we always keep on finding the faults, so we have this tendency, and this habit just disappeared. Now I started taking responsibility for all my actions, for my happiness, for my sorrow, so everything. So this was a beautiful change that appeared with the meditation. that I my level of acceptance raised, because it is such a beautiful change. Then your all grumblings, your criticism, complaints, and comparisons, they just die out, because we always, life is so beautiful, and this the beauty of this life is only and only marred by all these negative criticism, complaints, and comparison. And once you are able to get rid of all these things, that hidden beauty that emerges, and then you suddenly become amazed, oh, how life is so beautiful. So in addition to it, the most beautiful thing which I share with you is the journey of books. Meditation accompanied by the books, that is really, really, really greatly effective. When I started, though I since childhood only, I was very fond of reading the books, but still, when I joined Pyramid, over there we had such a beautiful spiritual company from where we get to know about various spiritual books. So I started reading, as Shweta ma'am suggested me to read an autobiography of Yogi Ji. So when I read this book, usually I just take 4 to 5 days to finish a book. But dear friends, that was a book that really changed my life. The beauty of that book is that it is not a book, it is a company of great, great, and greatest masters. So each chapter is resonating with the divine powers. Usually I finish each book in 4 to 5 days, but you won't believe, I took 1.5 months to complete that book, because whenever I was in a negative emotions, negative karmas, or I was in a low tone, I tried to read the book, but I could not. So that was a book that always told me that if you come to enjoy my company, if you want to grasp those blessings that are inside the book through the masters, first of all you have to be positive. So that was the thing. There are many, majority of us, we have read all that book, and it's bubbling with the greatest energies, uh, divine energies. Though all energies are same, we are all universal consciousness, but still, out of that book, the greatest energy that touched my soul was the energy of Maha Avatar Babaji. So I was so captivated by his energies that when I read that chapter where there is a description of all the powers and all life of Mahavatar Babaji, then I was feeling such some charismatic element in my life. I quickly got connected with the energies of Mahavatar Babaji, and I was so keen to go to the caves. Even we had the program, but due to Corona, it was cancelled. So this was the book that made me connected with the energies of Mahavatar Babaji. So, dear friends, there are many other books also, like books of the Dr. Brainways, and we have Conversation with God. We have The Alchemist, Siddhartha. So there are many books which, when I read all those books, what was the impact of those books was that it cleared the clutter of mind, and it made the sheet of my heart and soul very clean, where the seeds of meditations can sprout. Sometimes we keep on meditating, though meditation has its own wonderful impacts, but if it is coupled by the book reading, or if we read spiritual books, then definitely the speed of our spiritual awakening, our spiritual growth, it really, really increases a lot. So I would recommend all my friends that please, if you haven't started, start it right now, because you will be amazed at how books have brought a great change in your life, because it makes you connected connected with the inner realm. So inner realm of peace and that divine love that we all have, and which usually we ignore in our life. So now this was all about my journey, that how I came into meditation and how meditation made my life so beautiful, so blissful, and so bountiful, that today from each aspect, life seems bliss, life seems a series of great happiness. Though if any time some problem occurs, now we don't see that as a problem, but we see as it an experience, because now we have learned that whatever happens in our life, this is just to teach certain lessons. It is not a problem created by any of the person around us. It is created by divine, so that we can learn certain lessons of life, we can grow, and we can evolve as better human beings, as divine human beings, so that when we go back after completing our journey, then definitely uh, our divine should be proud of us. So dear friends, what I'm going to share today is my own beautiful experience, that is dancing in divine romance. So what is dancing in divine romance? Because when you are in, in divine romance, then life is really really a bliss. So since dawn to dusk, if we see, all our activities are just related to some outcome. Whatever we do, whatever action we do, whatever work we do, that is related to certain attainment. That attainment may be money, peace, pleasure, happiness, success. We wish something, whatever we are doing, we just wish to get something. So in that pursuit of achievement, we keep on running in the outer world. Okay, we keep on pleasing everybody around us. That may be our family, that may be our relatives, that may be our near dear ones, our boss, our colleagues. We are just our our entire day and night is spent in pleasing the people around. Though we get some happiness at the stake of our own happiness by certain compromises of life, but even that happiness is not permanent. That is temporal happiness, which we get by serving the people around us. But because we forget that the actual perennial source of happiness, which is never fading, which never dies out, that is inside us. Ignoring our inner source, we keep on running out in the outer source. That is the mistake that we do. And when we get the knowledge, yes, we have to go inside, then our life really transforms. So first of all, we need to keep one thing in mind, that all human beings are the images of God. We all are the images of God. We keep on finding the God in temples, in the mosque, in the church, gurdwaras, everywhere. Though I don't say we should not go, definitely we should go, but we keep on pleasing God by doing certain ceremonies. Our love is ceremonial for God. Dear friends, divine does not need your this ceremonial love. He just needs your true love, love that you feel from the core of your heart, love that feels you feel from your soul. Because the more love we feel from inside, the more success and happiness we will attain in the outer world. There is a direct link between our inner peace, inner happiness, and outer success. If we say, okay, that there are many people in the world who may be excessively rich, from a distant we see that, oh, they are so successful, they have money. But dear friends, money is not the sole parameter. You have also seen that many rich people, they are not happy. Why they are not happy? Because they are just away from the divine love. If you wish to get your love, your peace, happiness in the true sense, and it should be perennial, it should be existing forever, then the true source is your divine. And once you get connected with your divine, then definitely miracle starts happening in your life. Because see, we all are yearning for unconditional love, because unconditional love is that divine quality that is ever evolving, that is ever widening, that is ever fruitful. And this is everybody of us, we wish unconditional love. But irony is that we are not ready to provide unconditional love to anybody. But our divine always showers unconditional love to us. See, since the beginning, since the inception of our life, we have done many of wrong karmas, but still we are living with such a good life. It means our divine has forgiven us many times. He has provided us with the unconditional love. So it is the divine that which always blesses us the unconditional love. If we are expecting it from human beings, the human beings which are not aware of divinity, spirituality, we cannot expect unconditional love from others. So, love between soul and spirit is the perfect, peaceful, and productive love. When myself, when yourself is in the true love with the soul, with Almighty, that is the love, that is the true love. When that love enters your life, then all the people around you, they feel you like a magnet, because you are filled with divine love, and that acts as a magnet, and you start attracting the people. Then you need not run after the people for their love, for their attention. Then people seek you, people get peace in your company, they come too. Because you know what happened, that we feel that by doing certain by attaining certain things of power and prestige, we can impress the people. No, we can only and only impress the people with our divinity, with our spirituality. More we divine are, more we powerful are. Even if we could get even the slightest particle of divine love, that love is so fulfilling, so overpowering, that even we cannot contain it. Even the slightest trace of divine love, if we get in reality, then we cannot contain it, because we will be feeling so overfilled that we have to, distribute that love to everybody around us. Then we won't have any negative feeling for anybody, whatever anybody does. We cannot have any sort of evil hatred, any jealousies, any criticism for anybody. Because see, whatever lies in a container, that will come out. If there is milk in a container, milk will come out. If there is water in a container, that will come out. And if there is a divine love inside me, inside you, that will come out. So once you are filled with, you are touched by the divine love, that will be bubbling into your life. So for that, and it is such an intoxicated happiness, because when we are touched by the divine love, that is so intoxicated, and we feel every time that we are, our heart is dancing, and our, there is always a smile on our face, and people, they love to be with us. That sort of intoxicating happiness we experience. But for that, the greatest path is meditation. Because until and unless you experience the meditation, you cannot go to the deep recession, the deep reservoir of your heart, there where lies the great abundance of divine love. So meditation is the main path to realize the divine love. Because without meditation, though sometimes if we just only read books, that just makes our intellect dry. Then we feel okay, we are knowledgeable. No, knowledge is important to cut out the roots of ignorance in our life. but meditation makes us more real. It makes us more divine, it makes us more spiritual. So that's why meditation, the silence, that connects you to the God. So the next thing that creates a barrier between our and our divine romance is the Maya. So we all are engulfed in the materialistic aspects in such a way that we have considered this materialistic life a great reality. And so this Maya is different, creating differentiation. It divides, it we can say it creates disharmony. It divides us on the various parameters: caste, color, creed, nationality, and so on. So this Maya, we have to come out of Maya, and the only way is the realization of God. Because the more near we are to the truth, and we will be far away from the falseness of life. So Maya is just all false aspect of life, and our divine, that is the ultimate reality of life. More we will closer to our divine, and then definitely more we will be away from the this Maya. Okay, so talking about love, love is a universal phenomena. So if we see in life, whether any relation, or we see about the animals, birds, so everywhere, every aspect is filled with love. There is no aspect in the society where there is no love. We all love, we all seek love. There is nobody who doesn't want love. But what is the problem? Why do we fail to get real love? The problem here is that somewhere we wish to enslave our relations. How? Because I feel this is my family, this is my husband, my children, my school, and everybody should work according to my perceptions, my ideologies. And when that does not happen, that gives us pain. So this is making everybody enslaved in our family or in our society. Dear friends, this is not love, where we want everybody in front of us to behave according to our own ideologies. We have to give freedom to our relations, which we are not able to give. So we what is love? That is that depends upon only our own perceptions. I will explain love as per my own perceptions, and any other person will define love as per his own perceptions. But the real love in human relationship is that which gives love, peace, freedom, happiness to the person in front of us. So it is not wrong to say that we are always in pain due to human relations. If we look very minutely into our lives, 99% of pain is due to our human relationship. So once we are connected with our divine, then that this problem will not occur in our life, because we will become so lovable. Then we will not seek for love, we will be distributing love. So our role will be changed. Then we will not be forcing anybody, any of the family members, to do this or that according to my intention. Because we are serving everybody with love, then definitely our value will automatically be increasing. So the grandest and the purest form of love in human form is the form of love between guru and the disciple. So this is the purest form of love, because when a disciple reaches to a guru, so he bears all his soul to him. And then what guru does? Guru bears all his soul to all his universe to his disciple. So there is some reference I have read about. There was that Paramhans Yogananda ji, he writes that one time he says that I was so curious, and I was so anxious to for samadhi, that I thought that if I go to Himalayas, then only I will achieve that state. And my guru Yukteswarji, he didn't mind it. I went on the mountains, but nothing happened over there, and ultimately I had to come back. So when I came back, I thought that my guru would be making fun of me, or he would be angry with me, that what did you get over there. So but when he came back, his guru didn't say anything, rather he was smiling. Then Yogananda ji asked that, you are not angry with me that I left your place, your ashram, and went to Himalayas? So he said, no, why should I be angry? Because my happiness lies in your happiness. If you are happy to go to Himalayas to do meditation, to achieve samadhi, so I accept your proposal, I accept your decision. So it's your own self discovery. Because if I have to change, alter my behavior just to please you, that is not truthfulness in relationship. So I am happy in your happiness. So dear friends, really, Guru is such a great divine power in our life. As our Patri sir says always, he says, even he says that don't declare me as your Guru. There is not only any element of single Guru. Everybody is your Guru. So Patri sir sets everybody free. So this is the real beauty of Guru. And through a Guru, you realize your divine love. And all of us, those who are really into the deep love with our Patriji, they experience that what is the divine love. So dear friend, God's love is always sublime, that is showered upon you through your guru also. So definitely we have the same reverence for our guru, which we keep for any of our, for our divine. So how can we now, certain friends, they will be thinking about that how to develop this divine love in our life. So there are certain things, according to my experience, which I applied and still applying and will keep on applying. I will share those things with you. The first thing that you need to do is meditation. I have already talked. So communion with God is, see, every time we have the human thoughts, every time our mind is engaged, engrossed in some of the thoughts, and many times they are negative thoughts. But if we keep on conversing, talking with divine, when you are in the kitchen, when you are doing some work, you are at your workplace, you talk to your divine about all the things going on in your life. Like suppose I'm taking this session, before it I was talking to divine. Okay, so dear divine, today you have me assigned me this duty, and I wish that these are the words that should go to the people. So I wish that this should happen. So when we keep on talking to divine, or we say other things that, oh divine, I'm not clear about this step of my life, whether it is right or not, so you give me the guidance. So rather talking to the worldly people most of the time, or rather indulging in the negative things all the time, we can communion with God. So this communication can not only be in the words, but this communication automatically takes place when you are in a deep meditation. Because prayer is when you speak and God listens. Meditation is when God speaks and you listen. So communion with God daily is a must. Because when we communicate with God, that amount and the quality of love keeps on increasing. More you meditate, more lovable you become. What is the reason behind it? So you all have, those who are doing meditation regularly, they experience that more meditation they are doing, more lovable they are becoming. So why? Because we are getting connected to our real source, that is our Satchit Anand, that is our God. So daily communication with God is a must, whether through meditation and whether through prayer. Then life becomes a beautiful dance. Then you keep on dancing. Then you don't keep on dancing to the tune of the outer world. You keep on dancing on the tune of, on your inner divine tune. So then next thing that happens in your life when you are in divine dance, in divine romance, is that all the divine plans unfold automatically in your life. Then you need not plan your life. then divine plans you everything. Please believe it or not, in my life it is happening. Everything, whatever, even the topics of my session and everything, that is decided by God. Sometimes even if I choose a topic, recently I had to take a session, then I took a topic, but for 5 to 8 days I was not able to focus on that topic. Then through certain source, I got some topic, and definitely I thought my conscience said yes, this is the topic you need to prepare. So I started preparing. Within one day I prepared. So such things keep on happening, because when you submit yourself to God, then He unfolds every plan. Now really I need not run anywhere in the outer world. My next step is already planned by divine, because I have already submitted my life to divine. So dear friends, when this is a divine love, it is such a surest and easiest way that what we are going to expense, what extra efforts we are going to do for divine love or divine romance. We have to just sit silently, we have to meditate, we have to get connected with us. When this way is so easiest and so surest, then what is the reason that we are unnecessarily running in the rat race of life? When why we are complaining, why we are criticizing the people, why are we blaming them? So there is such a beautiful way God has created, an easiest way, but the irony is that we never look at that way. So dear friends, those who have not started meditation in their life, I will sincerely request you that this is the most beautiful path that will transform your life, and your life will become a bliss. So, and then unconditional love will be showered upon you by God. So the next thing which I want to share is that when we are on the path of communion with God, we need to take care of one thing, that our daily activities, our daily behavior should be appropriate. There should be daily meditation, and there should be right thinking in our life, because with the right thinking only we can enhance the impact of meditation. If we are meditating, but on the other hand we are just indulging in negative karmas or negative words of life, then definitely meditation will not impact our lives. Then we can keep on sitting for months but nothing will occur. We have to do this also, that we, with right thinking, with right style of living, where we become conscious. Consciousness, awareness is very important. We need to be aware of our each word, what word I am saying, what thought is going on in my mind. So because your each thought is heard by God, your each word is recorded by universe, by almighty, then almighty is reverting back to you in the same way, because whatever you are attracting from the universe with your words and your actions, your thoughts, such sort of output you will be getting in your life. So dear friends, give your soul to God, submit yourself to God, and then you see that life is a bliss. Because in that state of condition, mm, your every aspect of life that become blossoming, and people around you, they say yes, look at that person, he is really living a fulfilled life. And you become a role model, you become a source of inspiration in the society. And the next thing that I would like to share for this divine romance is that you surrender completely to yourself, and whatever you do, you always say, I'm doing it for my God, and then you will find a miraculous change in yourself. Because see, sometimes what we are doing, we are in the habit of taking credit. Yes, that we are hit by the ego, and we feel that yes, I have done it. Oh, look at this thing, I have done great things in my life. When that element of I comes into your life, that is what differentiates, that divides you from almighty. So dear friends, whenever you do anything, whether that is some work, some service, if you do, first thing is that, first think, why are you doing that thing? Are you doing to get some name, fame? Are you doing it for your internal happiness? Are you doing it for you happiness of divine? You have to choose the criteria. Is there any benefit for the humanity? You have to see all the things. Okay, so the highest, the purest criteria is that I'm doing it for my divine, which will ultimately beneficial for the humanity. And once you do that thing for anybody, because we all are sources, I am acting as a source here. Okay, so when we are acting as a source, then we don't say that I have done so much for him or her, and look at that person, what output, what negative reciprocation that person has done to me. So then we need not be full of complaints. Once we have dedicated our karmas, our action to God, if I'm serving my children, if I'm teaching my students, if I'm taking session with you, I don't see that okay, I'm doing a favor to anybody. This is, I just consider at that this is my expression, my this action is my expression to my God. This is service to God, because humanity, the whole society has been created by Almighty, and when I am serving humanity, I am serving my God. So dear friends, please, whenever you do any action, you dedicate that action to God, and then you see that your God will be every time, resonating with your soul. He will be talking with you, you will be talking with him. At every step he will be speaking out to you, this is, you should go ahead for it, and all the hurdles of life will automatically be withered away. And then you need not do any sort of cleverness in your life. Life will be simple, life will be pure, because the most successful thing that we need to do today is to be the real human beings, because a true human being, a real human being, is the replication of God. And today we have put many masks on our face, and we are living a false life that makes us away from the divine love. So our divine wants that you are my part, and you should be as I am. You should not have any sort of negativity, any sort of falseness in your life. So today we need to be real, simple human beings serving the humanity. So dear friends, start practicing presence of God in your life daily. Whatever work you are doing, you just feel how easy, means how easiest it is, that whatever work you are doing, you have to just feel God, you have to just realize God. Because more we have this feel, then more are we will be moving towards the pure consciousness, universal consciousness, where we feel that we all are one. Nobody is different. Whatever, whosoever is in front of us, that is only the image of God. Because when through meditation we are experiencing universal consciousness, that is the most beautiful thing, and then all the hatred of the society will go away. So meditation, right thinking, right living, and most important thing, finding joy in all the little things of life. We feel that we will achieve this, that will make you happier, we will achieve this, that will make us more successful. No, whatever you are going on the way, and you come across a small child smiling, just we can say, stop for a while, look at his face and rejoice. That is the divine love on the face of child. But we feel what we have to do, because we are in the hurry of life. So in this hurry of life, we are missing our divine love. Dear friends, divine love, divine romance makes life beautiful experience. And please be a master of your life, not a slave of your life, because our unfulfilled desires always make us slave to our emotions. Please, when you sit in meditation, your another purpose should be to dig out all the weeds of your garden from your soul, that whatever weeds, because it is a continuous process. I want to remind you that our soul evolution is a continuous process. It is not that if I am in this state today where I'm experiencing bliss, this will be continued if I stop meditating, if I stop reading books and all that. No, we have to be on this path regularly every day, because we are human beings. Consciously or unconsciously, we get the impressions of materialistic life, where we may be marked by certain negativities of life. So it is very important that daily, after meditation, we need to see it into our soul, ourself, that whether consciously or unconsciously, I have taken some weeds in myself. You have to root out those weeds, so that that garden remains always beautiful, and you and your divine should sit there, and you should talk to each other, because dear friends, that is the sole purpose of life, that is the divine realization of life. So dedicate your each karma to almighty, and every day say that whatever I do, I am working with you. In the beautiful castle of your being, your divine, and live in this magnificent, marvelous castle of your life, and enjoy life, enjoy each moment of life, and not only your life, but then you will become, when your divine romance is at the peak, when you dance in divine romance, then definitely you make others also dance in the divine romance. So now, dear friends, we will just have a 10 minutes meditation to experience this divine love. So now I just request all of you that let we move on the beautiful journey of meditation, where we will experience our love of our God. So I request all of you, just you join your hands, and then you softly close your eyes, and you have just a beautiful gentle smile on your face. Thank you, God. With each dawn, with each morning, my love for you is growing. My love for you is expanding. My love for you is evolving. You have blessed me with the beautiful gift of unconditional love. You know better what is better for me. I'm cherishing every drop of your love, which is nectar of my life, which gives me strength to live life beautifully, which gives inspiration to me to serve humanity. You are the heartbeat of my life. How can I miss you ever? More I am coming closer to you, more peaceful I am becoming, more lovable I am becoming. With your divine love, my life has become meaningful. My life has become fruitful. My life has become productive. My life has become a bliss every moment. While dancing divine love, I forget all tensions, worries, negativities of life. There is nothing that shuffles my mind. My heart, my soul, my each cell of body is dipped into your divine love. You're always with me, guiding me, holding my hand, walking with me, talking with me, smiling with me, crying with me. Thank you, God, for showering this love to me. And each day I pray that I should share this love, share this bliss, share this peace with everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God, thank you. Let my heart always dance in the divine romance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, all of you. And now always keep on enjoying your divine romance, your divine dance. Thank you.
Hello.